Hello students, welcome back to General Science class. Hope you all must be doing good at home. Today we are going to start lesson number 10, Disaster Management. Students, can you tell, is it possible to prevent loss of life caused by lightning? Of course no. The loss of life cannot be prevented by lightning. Next question is asked, what should be done to prevent the burns on a farm from getting washed away in the rainy season? Burns on a farm are constructed in order to slow the water flowing down the slope. It should be maintained and repaired before rainy season. A suitable opening should be made to drain off the excess water without breaking the burns. Why do we experience water scarcity? Due to less rainfall, overconsumption and unplanned use of water, overpopulation are the various reasons for scarcity. Students, in your previous class, you learned what is a disaster, a sudden event that causes large-scale damage to life, property and social aspects of a nation or society is called a disaster. There are two types of disaster, natural and man-made disaster. There is picture given in your textbook 10.1 various news items about disasters. And based on this, a question is asked, into which categories do the disasters shown in the news items above fall? If you read the news items, you will come to know that these falls under both categories, the man-made as well as natural. Natural disasters which occur due to the change in the weather. Examples are famine, lightning, cloudburst, tsunami, earthquake, etc. We can prevent certain disasters while it is necessary to take precautions in the case of some other disasters. Natural and man-made disasters are related to each other. Natural disasters such as famine, lightning strikes, cloudburst, storms, etc. occur due to changes in the weather. There is the possibility of loss of life and damage to property in such natural calamities. Who is to be held responsible for that? Of course, mankind, because when we disturb the nature, it shows its impact. What can we do to deal with these losses? So for this, let's study in detail some natural disasters one by one. So first is famine. The condition that arises due to long-term and severe scarcity of food grains and water is called famine. Famine is categorized as mild famine and severe famine. Mostly, famine is due to natural causes, but sometimes because of human activities, a famine-like condition can arise. For example, war-like situation, inflation, failure of government policies, population imbalance, etc. Let's study causes of famine. Drought, heavy rains and flood, crops getting washed away or damaged in the flood, environmental changes such as temperature change, storms, cold waves or fog, damage of crops by animals like mice and rats, attack of pest, locust or disease of crops, a natural calamity like earthquake, etc. are some of the causes of famine. Of these, drought is the main cause. Man-made causes of famine include war, internal unrest, absence of transport routes, uncontrolled population growth, etc. Are we responsible for famine? Imbalance between rainfall and increased human population. Loss of environmental balance due to use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and weedicides which impact the harvest. Unlimited lifting of water, erosion of land and misuse of water. These are some reasons for famine. In the past, famines are not a new phenomenon. The problems of drinking water, food and fodder for animals date back to historic times. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj implemented many schemes to overcome the famines of their time. Their water supply and water storage schemes are ideal even today's circumstances. You too can make schemes like this to face future crises and disasters, which will be of use not only in your own life in the future but also for society at large. Malik Ambar implemented a canal scheme for drinking water in Aurangabad. It exists even today. You have to collect more information about this and write. What can we do ease the severity of a famine? What precautions we can take or what we can do? First is plan uses of water and reuse of water. Water should be used very carefully. Next is proper planning of water conservation and harvesting at the local level. Third is large scale plantation of trees and prevention of deforestation, making appropriate changes in plans taking into account the weather forecast. These are some points which we can use for to get the severity of a famine. Large scale tree plantation, no famine, no land erosion. Compose a variety of such slogans and use them during environment awareness rallies. Students, this is work for you. You have to make the slogans on disasters, various disasters. So this is about the famine. Now we will see the cloudburst. You already studied cloudburst in your previous class. Students, what causes rain? We all know that rain is necessary for all of us. When due to the sun's heat, the water evaporated. Evaporation of water takes place. This water vapors cools down, that is condensation of the water vapors takes place, and after that it falls on ground in the form of rain drops, that is precipitation. You already studied this water cycle in your previous classes. Very heavy rain as if a cloud has burst occurs. Sometimes the water coming down from rain clouds does not reach the land in the form of rain. Instead, due to very high temperature near the land, it vaporizes and goes back into the same cloud. Means instead of coming down on the ground, it again goes back, evaporated. In the midway, it is evaporated and goes back into the same cloud. As a result, the amount of water vapor in those clouds becomes very high. Due to rapid condensation, it rains suddenly over a specific and small region at a rate of 100 mm per hour or more. This is known as cloud burst. You can see the picture here. A cloud burst occurred at Leh on 6th August 2010, Leh, Ladakh. The first picture you can see of that. The cloudburst that occurred in Mumbai on 26th August 2005 was extraordinary and unforgettable. On that day, it rained about 950 mm. that is 37 inches in 8 to 10 hours, and the entire city of Mumbai was waterlogged and flooded. Second picture is of Mumbai. Use your brain power. Why shouldn't we wait at the foothill while it is raining heavily? We should not wait at the foothill while it is raining because it is very risky and dangerous to do so. There could be a big landslide and you could be buried in it. So always stay away from the foothill. This is about the cloudburst. Now we will see the next disaster, that is flood. Nowadays everywhere excess rain is there. So you can see the floods are there. You already learned about flood and its effects in your previous class. During flood, water is accumulated at one place in a very large amount. This is caused due to heavy rainfall. The river may also overflow and spread its water along the banks. Effects of floods are huge loss to life and property, soil erosion, destruction of standing crops, after effects of floods like spread of diseases and epidemics affecting the health of the people. Protective measures in view of floods. What measures we can follow? First is construction of small dams in mountainous region so that the water should not flow down. Construction of percolation tanks so that the water should percolated in the soil. Making river beds flat. There should be no encroachment on the river beds. Cultivation of new forest connecting rivers. These are the protective measures. Government of India established the National Flood Commission in 1976. The commission has made special efforts towards the control of floods. A plan regarding flood control is kept ready from national level to village level. Large scale damage of property and loss of life can be avoided because of this plan. Government of India is always ready for the flood at anywhere in the country. Next disaster is lightning. Everybody knows the lightning. You already studied lightning in the previous lesson of this year. In the sky where air and clouds rub against each other produces electric charge. When the charge from the cloud being larger than the charge on the ground, it comes towards the ground in stages. It travels very rapidly, producing heat, light and sound energy along with the electric current. So this is the lightning. In detail in previous lesson it is given. Temperature of lightning is more intense than that of the sun, 7 times more than the sun. About 95% of the lightning flashes occur only in the sky, whereas only 5% of lightning reaches the ground. Lightning can be generated within one cloud, between two clouds, or between a cloud and the ground. About 40 lightning flashes occur per second in the atmosphere. Due to the high temperature, the air under high pressure expands suddenly and a loud crashing sound is heard. This is about the lightning. Lightning strikes open ground maximum times. The world's mortality rate due to lightning is low. However, survivors of lightning strikes suffer long-term effects. Immediate treatment of lightning affected persons can save their life. A study of places struck with Lightning show that it happens more on open ground than under a tree or near water. Mishaps have occurred most often when a person is at high place or near a tall object. So, what are the safety tips for lightning? What precautions will you take during thunderstorm or lightning? First is, do not stand on open ground or below a tree. Do not go to a high location or climb a tree. Second, do not stand near an electric pole, a telephone pole, a tower, etc. Third, do not lean or wire fences around a farm, a compound, a garden, or a house. Fourth, if you are on a two-wheeler, a bicycle, tractor, or a boat, get off immediately and go to a safe place. Fifth, do not gather all together in one place. Sixth, take care to keep a distance of 15 feet between any two persons. Do not stand together. Seventh, do not use plugged in electrical appliances. Do not use a mobile or telephone. Switch off all the appliances at your home. Eighth, stand on dry wood, a plastic sheet, sack or jute cloth or dry leaves. Ninth, keeping your feet together, support yourself on the soles of your feet, placing your hands on your knees and crouched low. 10th, swimmers or fishermen should immediately come out of the water. 11. A pakka house is the safest place. Find out if there is a lightning conductor on any tall building near your house. If necessary, get a lightning conductor fitted on your house. These are the precautions we have to take during the thunderstorms. So this is about the lightning. The next is volcano. A volcano is a natural event or phenomenon. The interior of the earth is very hot. Movement of hot substances continuously occur from the interior towards the surface of the earth. As a result, sometimes the solid, liquid and gaseous substances below the earth's crust are pushed towards the crust. When these substances come out of the earth's crust is an eruption and start flowing. It is called a volcano. What are the effects of a volcano? The chemical substances such as lava, vapor, hot mud, sulfur, etc. get collected on the surface of the earth and thereby mountains and hills are created. The atmosphere gets polluted due to the ash and gases ejected by the volcano. Often, it rains as a result of a volcanic eruption. Temperature rises due to hot gases. Forests and settlements get buried under the hot mud. These are the effects of the volcano. Next is tsunami. What is an earthquake? A natural vibration of the ground or the earth crust produced by forces is called earthquake or seismic forces. An earthquake is what happens when two blocks of the earth suddenly slip past one another. In detail you already studied. Tsunami, a series of waves caused by an earthquake, underwater, volcanic eruption, landslide or other abrupt disturbances. Tsunami means harbor wave. It is a huge wave formed due to an earthquake or volcanic eruption on the ocean floor. The energy released pushes the sea water upwards. Due to this, tsunami waves are formed which are not very high near the source. These waves spread very fast to long distances with the velocity of 800 to 900 km per hour. Upon reaching a coastal area, their velocity reduced, but their height increases tremendously to about 30 meters. At the coastal region, they causes tremendous destruction. Destructive effects of tsunami. Building and other constructions are destroyed. There is a large scale loss of life and financial loss. Boats and ships near the coast get damaged. Trees get uprooted. Landslide takes place on large scale. Changes takes place in the original land near the coast, giving rise to swamps. The business or industry related to the sea are adversely affected and normal day-to-day life is disrupted. Large scale damage is caused the harbors. These are the effects of tsunami. Precautionary measures. What are the precautionary measures? When a tsunami wave is formed due to an earthquake on the sea floor, it is necessary that an immediate estimate is made of its progress and a warning of the danger is issued to the people in the coastal area. For this purpose, an artificial geostationary satellite is of great use. Using different technologies, people must be warned before the tsunami and they should be shifted on a safer place. So this is about the tsunami. The last one is storms. You already studied storms. What is storm? There is a formation of high and low air pressure belts in the atmosphere. This causes strong winds to blow. The weather suddenly changes due to this, resulting into the storms. Example of the storm, recent storm, if you remember, that is a Nisarga storm. Effects of the storms are great damage in the storm affected region, tremendous losses to life and property, disruption of electric supply, disruption of transport and communication. Precautionary measures against storm. Regularly cut down trees or branches that are likely to fall. Second, if you are outside, take shelter in a safer place. Third, at home, shut the valves of gas regulators and turn off the electric supply. Fourth, make telephone calls to warn your relatives and friends about the probable danger. Tell them to go to a safer place. Give temporary shelter to people who are far away from their homes. These are the precautionary measures against the storm. On 13th October, International Day for Disaster Reduction is celebrated. National institutions. United Nations established a standing international organization, that is UNDP, in 1965. About 177 nations from all over the world are members of the UNDP. One of the main functions of this organization is to send equipment, financial aid and also volunteers to the place of the disaster. In addition, international medical team and groups of other experts are also sent from one country to the another country wherever it is needed. So students, this is about the disaster management. Read the lesson thoroughly. Write down the exercise question answers. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.